Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of I Cast Fireball, an actual play 5e D&D adventure where we go through the campaign Tyranny of Dragons. I'm Thomas, your DM for this adventure, and around the table we have...
Malamara,
Lansdalen,
Fleeple,
and Ralph.
And yes, we have Lance trying to impersonate a French woman here. But before we jump into how that exchange is going to go, it's a normal Jhank Squad here. So let's go ahead and recap where our adventurers are at. They're still in Lottie's place, the notorious gambling hall in Neverwinter, built directly into the cliff sides of Neverwinter by the ocean. After a conversation with Lottie, going over their past and hopefully trying to glean some information and help from her, Lance was able to get just a snippet using his thieves' cant. This, being interpreted by Ralph successfully, was that the other person that Lottie was going to see is Rezmir, the half-black dragon herself. After trying to figure out how to get through the walls, Ralph kind of came to the rescue here with some of his magic and cast Knock to open these magical doors, and then, pulling out Jeremy, dispelled the magic on the other doors as well. But in so doing, Jeremy's abruptness, loudness, if you will, disturbed the water elemental in the fountain, and Malamar was the only one that got pelted with water. Moving quickly, Ralph actually went ahead of the party. To abandon, to scout as he said, regardless of what the intention was, found himself with Rezmir and a red-robed wizard, similar to the robes that Fleeple found in the necrotic section of Candlekeep Library itself, seeming to have successfully deceived them as one of Lottie's servants. Fleeple encouraged Lance to impersonate Mondath as well. And that is where we pick up on this week's adventure. Lance, you are in this room impersonating Mondath. Rezmir has stepped 10 feet away from you. The red-robed human male in the corner has put down his book and stood up and looked at you quizzically. Ralph, you are unaware that this is Lance, so to you, you are in a room with 3 strangers.
Do I know who Mondath is at all? Would I be aware of that name?
You know a little bit of Mondath, also being a part of the Cult of the Dragon. And with your background and working with Vandal in particular, you would know of the structure. Mondath was the direct underling for Rezmir.
Did you just let loose that it's Vandal I've been talking to? Did they know that? Did anybody know that?
That was my hypothesis, actually.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yep, well, the cat's out of the bag.
Because you knew intricate details about Lance, and I'm like, there's only one source you have. So
way to go, Thomas.
yeah, wow.
No, all good. But you don't know, though. Lance doesn't.
You don't know. Yeah, I don't. That's true. Lance Thalen has no idea.
So, yes, you would know that Rezmir, one of the top lieutenants for Rezmir specifically, because the whole Cult of the Dragon is just structure after structure after structure after structure once you get into the higher ranks. So Rezmir is a worm speaker, just under Severin, the leader of the Cult of the Dragon. And then underneath Rezmir, there was Mondath, one of the lieutenants of Rezmir specifically. You didn't necessarily know what had happened to Mondath, but you would know when she said Mondath, this is somebody who served her. And to see Rezmir shocked that Mondath is alive has you a little bit on edge. This is not in the game plan here. This was not expected, but you are standing guard, maybe watching it, watching how things unfold. And then Fleeple and Mal, you are outside the double doors right now, presumably with your ear pressed up against the double doors. But
So Lance isn't aware, but just for me to be aware, so Ralph knows all of this.
yes.
Okay. Lance has no idea anything. Okay.
Yeah. So, Rezmir, 10 feet away from you, Lance.
Mondath, you had died in that forsaken caldera. I had confirmation of this.
I heard about it too, boss.
And yet you I'm sorry, what?
Just keep going. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
You're very odd.
Oh, stop.
And Resmir, actually looking at you, backs further away from where she was, because Resmir was between Mondath and you, Ralph. She's going to walk closer to the wizard now, keeping an eye on both of you.
Could I roll an insight check?
Sure.
I would like to see if in her movement of kind of precaution, if she lets anything slip, an eye, like a glimpse of her eye, a subtle gesture towards where something might be in the room that I'm looking for.
Excellent. Go ahead and roll.
Natural 20.
No way!
If ever I needed that.
That's crazy.
Don't forget, you could
Okay.
add a D4 to that because of the
That's
emboldening
right.
bond.
My insight is 4, so that's a 28, I guess.
Yeah, that is wow. Yeah, you see Resmir sort of like look at Mondath, look at you, Ralph, and then just quickly, very quickly, she looks northward towards right by the couch on the other side of it. She just looks in that direction very quickly.
Okay, cool.
And then she looks back at both of you. You glance over at the couch, and there's nothing there. But there's probably something there. Awesome. With the 28, man. Resmir's looking at you, Mondath, or Lance, expectant.
As I said, I had confirmation that you were dead.
Then it looks like the plan worked.
I'm going to have you roll a deception check now.
Well, okay. Can I make an advocacy for something?
Performance.
I'm putting on a performance, and that is what I get if it doesn't work there, but I have some ideas as to add to the performance.
Go ahead, roll performance.
And I don't want to reveal myself by actually casting guidance, but I'm just saying over and over under my breath, you got this, sport, you got this, sport.
Well, does that D4 stack with the other thing?
Well, I don't believe you get a D4 because he has to touch you, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just a moral support D4. Oh, baby hotcakes. Okay. Just a second. Okay. 22.
Yes!
The dice are in our favor.
Mm-hmm.
Resmir just stares at you. Her tongue flicks out every so often. She turns to Wrath and goes,
Wrath, make sure she is who she says she is.
Let me prove it to you. And I will reach into my bag of holding. And I will... No, I won't. I will reach into my robes. And I will produce a tooth. A dragon's tooth. That I kept this whole time. And nobody knew.
Finally, I am so glad that you didn't tell us about that tooth.
It's the payoff, baby!
As Wrath, the wizard, starts to cast, Resmir holds her hand out to him, looks at you, and she breathes in, and a puff of poison bursts from her nostrils, and she goes,
Why, it would seem that it is you in the flesh, Mondath.
Ralph, this catches your attention. What is being revealed here?
Oh, okay. Ooh, okay.
I will put the dragon tooth back in a hidden pocket, and I'll continue as Mondath, saying, Resmir, Severin is disappointed in your behavior as of late.
Disappointed in me? Me? His worm speaker. The one to bring all chromatic black dragons under his control. Why would he be disappointed with me, Mondath?
And Resmir is starting to fume and breathe, and starting like their shoulders are like...
Resmir, you are powerful, but as you know, I have deceived you through our Grey's leader, Severin. I was meant to keep an eye on you, and he is not pleased. You question me, You question him.
Go roll a persuasion check.
All right.
Hey, while they're talking, could I use my ring?
Yes.
Where are these gadgets coming from?
I just want to be by myself in the bubble if I can. Is everyone far enough away from me? Resmir having walked away, just like me in the couch? How big is the bubble?
So the bubble, depending on how big you cast it, has 3 charges, and you can expend a certain number of charges.
Okay.
You can spend 2 to make it 30 feet, and then 1 to make it 15 feet. So you'd have to walk a little bit away from them.
Otherwise, I'd catch one of them inside of it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll take just like a tiny step away, just to seem like I want to give them their space, be like really respectful.
Like backing away.
Put my head down, yeah. And then as soon as I feel like I'm far enough away, I'd like to use the ring to cast the bubble of silence. And with the bubble of silence, I'll openly cast dispel magic on the couch.
Okay.
If something's magically hidden or locked or sealed, I will have to kind of like unsheath my blade a little bit and just be like, all right, Jeremy, look, we got a little bit of quiet, but and they're busy. No one's paying attention to me. I need to dispel something on that couch.
Okay. This is a tense conversation here. So I'm going to have you roll, a sleight of hand check. Just so you can can I fade in the background? Can I do this? Yeah, sleight of hand here.
I get a +5 to sleight of hand. Oh, so what I'm all about. 16, not a great
Don't
roll.
forget your D4.
Oh, and a D4. 19. I got a +3.
19?
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
That beats everybody's passive perception in this room.
Yes.
So
And they wouldn't hear me because of the ring.
Yeah, exactly. As you back away, you bow your head and just sort of it's not, you're not drawing attention to yourself. You're just backing away, and you just gently touch Jeremy and speak to him. And you're able to speak, as you stated, in your full voice, because you have found yourself encased in a bubble of silence that no one can hear what you are saying inside, but similarly, you can't hear what's going on out there as well.
And it's all gobbledygook to me anyway. I don't know what they're talking about.
Exactly. So with that, Jeremy screams at the top of his lungs, "Dispel!"
Anything happen on the couch?
I need Lance to roll a perception check, please.
Okay.
And Resmir and Wrath are going to roll a perception check.
That's a critical fail.
Ooh, baby.
But I want to know, so I'm going to use my inspiration.
You have inspiration?
There you go.
I got
He's
it
got a
from my
last session.
conversation with Lottie.
That very steamy tete-a-tete.
That's a 19 for me. Oh, +4, plus a D4.
Dude.
That's 22.
Multi-classing into cleric was such a good choice.
Mm-hmm.
What's your spell save DC, Ralph?
It's been such a long time since I played a real full-blown caster. I'm loving it. My spell save DC is 14.
Lance, you appear to be the only one to hear a muffled, which you just heard not too long ago.
It's because he recognizes the sound of the loop.
Yeah, and he's like, and you go, wait a minute, but you're like, what the heck is Jeremy doing right now? And Ralph, the chest reveals itself at the end of the couch there.
And I see this too.
Is it also within the bubble?
The chest is within the bubble.
Okay, I would like... Oh my gosh, okay. Whew, all right, it's happening, it's happening.
Just to clarify, I see this too, right, Thomas? Because with the perception check.
I'll have you roll a perception check, an additional one here.
Oh, okay.
The perception check was for
Hearing the magic.
some magic stuff that was going on, but now that since you were the only one to hear it, I will allow another one. There's a lot going on right now.
Fleeple's outside the door just chewing his claws to powder.
That's 15.
15.
15 perception.
Yeah. Lance, you see this thing materialize silently by the couch. It is a chest. It is an ornate chest. It's black, but it is ornately black, if that makes any sense. It's not like shiny. It's got a very matte color, but it is pretty intricately designed, and it just comes out of nowhere. And you're like, oh, this is new information. Okay.
I'm going to do something then, if I see that. I'm going to just because Lance doesn't really use magic, but he's going to do something. He's going to raise his hand and do a flurry snap in the air and then look over and go, that is where it is. And look at the chest.
You point at me?
No, not at you.
No,
I just point
the
at the chest. Lance is acting like he did this.
Okay. I was gonna say that I'm on my way over to the chest with my eyes on the three of them. So
Okay.
I'm assuming that would be enough for me to see he's pointing at me, even if I can't hear him.
Yeah. You see him pointing in that direction, and you look over.
Everybody looks over?
Well, he brings attention to the chest, and you're halfway there.
I would actually have my bag of holding out.
Oh my gosh. Wait, if I saw him okay, maybe I revise this.
What I mean, listen, if it's happened, it's happening. I'm okay. I'm okay with this.
Gosh, okay, series of events here.
I know. All right.
Ralph, bubble, dispel magic, done. Lance notices, hears the dispel, looks over while Rezmir is fuming, sees the chest, and then snaps and goes, there it is. Ralph, if you had started making your way over, you would have been maybe 5 feet towards the chest, maybe halfway there. Just because that would have been an immediate reaction from Lance. It would have been so fast. And so, maybe you're reaching for your bag of holding, but when you see them point, you're like, no, don't get the bag of holding right now. Rezmir sees the treasure box having been revealed, the chest, looks over at you, Mondath, and walks over to you briskly, pulling out her sword from thin air. A very big, black, wicked-looking sword, just as long as her arm. It's got a very wicked-looking hilt. It's curved upwards, almost like the hilt and the blade itself forms this weird trident, with the blade being obviously extended to its normal length. A very bright and deeply set purple gem is in the pommel as well. And she walks up to you and she raises the sword and starts to threaten you.
You think to dethrone me? You think you to be a worm speaker for the cult, for Severin, for Tiamat herself?
You're helping me. Aw, Ralph isn't used to that. I thought you were trying to point like you'd found me out, but you were pretending like you cast the spell.
No.
Lance had seen you do that and was like, oh crap, maybe they'll notice. And then he thought just quickly to himself, maybe this can add to my power of being Mondath and somehow leveling up more in the eyes of them.
I don't really fully understand what's going on because I don't know that it's you. But if I knew it was you, you'd get a permanent good guy check in your checkbox.
So Lance, Rezmir's coming at you. Not attacking you right now, but walking forcefully towards it. You have a second to do something before she gets to you and your illusory facade.
I will reach back into my pocket and pull back out the dragon's tooth and press it against my skin and go, let's not be hasty now.
She stops in her tracks, just fuming.
I come here by Severin's request. It seems the mask must be taken back to the master until you prove yourself capable again. I, Rezmir, do not intend to have the mask for myself. I am just a bringer of gifts to our Lord.
Roll another performance check.
Oh, this sucks so bad.
This is... Rezmir's world is being turned upside down. Yeah, and you just see this intensity, Ralph, and you're like... And you can drop the bubble if you want. It's not like a permanent fixture. So if you're like, I probably should know what's going on now, you can do that if you'd like. It's an at-will dropping, but...
Is anybody looking at me at the moment?
Rezmir and Mondath are focused intently on each other. This wizard, however, seems to be taking in the whole scenario. Not fully trusting you because of your comments that you were making as well, and Rezmir is their reaction towards you.
I feel like things are getting very out of hand. I don't know that that's my buddy in disguise. I just know that it got a lot more dangerous because the item he has in his hand and the other two people in the room. So this is probably going to mess up some of the plan, but
you didn't know the plan.
Yeah. There is no plan.
Yeah, there's no plan. Well, I actually have a plan, but I'm going to use my wood elf magic to cast Pass Without Trace and unveil a shadow and silence within 30 feet of me, masking myself from detection. For the duration, each creature you choose within 30 feet of you has a +10 bonus to dexterity stealth checks and can't be tracked except by magical means. A creature that receives this bonus leaves behind no trace or other trace. So it was very evident, like a huge veil of shadow in a lit room would pop up in 30 feet. I will drop the bubble, but I am going to bolt for the chest to dump it into and only myself. I'm not going to cast it on anybody else, so I'm not going to give anybody else the benefit. Am I able to stow it into the bag of holding?
All right, let's take a look. Let's try and resolve this first that we've got going on. So you're casting the spell Pass Without Trace specifically, right?
Yes. I get to cast it as just like it's part of my feat. So it doesn't cost any extra as a regular magical spell.
Amazing. Okay. So, here's the thing. The spell is very descriptive. Silence, shadows radiates from you. It is in this bright room, however, and where it's already tense. So, because of the clever use of the spell, I will allow you to roll a stealth roll with disadvantage, but you still get the +10 as a result of Pass Without Trace because everybody is on high alert.
Okay.
And you still get a D4 because Fleeple thinks you're great.
Oh my gosh. All right. With disadvantage. And this would be a stealth then, right?
Yep, that's a dexterity check.
My low roll is 3 plus 5 for stealth is 8 plus 10 is 18 plus 4 is
22!
I rolled
crap.
a 3.
Oh my gosh. So I will say the way that this stealth actually works is it's more a distraction, right? So it's more like, okay, cause chaos now. You drop the sound. You start to go. You initiate this stealth roll as a result of that. Everybody, it's initiative time.
Oh my gosh.
We will take everything that Ralph did into consideration moving into initiative.
I am
but
running
it
out
is
of
initiative
options
time.
of things I can do.
Yeah.
I've burnt through a ton of my cool stuff.
Hey, blow it all, man.
You're being a very gracious DM. I'm sure I'm like burning things to the ground that you've planned.
I think this is fun.
Okay.
I think it's fun.
Now, the one thing I'm checking real quick, does initiative count as a skill check? Because if it does, you'd get to add a +4, plus D4.
Oh, wow.
I think it does because with your poisoned feature, it would have been with disadvantage, right? Let me just Google that.
Well, am I wrong that you add you add your wisdom to initiative?
Dex.
Dexterity to initiative. So technically there is some kind of skill involved.
Yes.
Initiative is a
So
dexterity
initiative is
check.
skill. And that's a skill check.
I like how I rolled a persuasion check that I didn't even say. Because there was so much going on.
Yeah. Initiative is a dexterity check, which is also an ability check. There we go. From Jeremy Crawford himself. Jeremy Crawford, shout out to you. Thank you.
Thanks for listening
Hey,
to our
everybody,
podcast.
you get a D4. Yeah, thanks for listening to our podcast. I know you're working on one D&D and everything. So, all right, initiative roll. Fleeple, still with disadvantage, I think. That's so sad. Fleeple, what'd you get?
Even with disadvantage, I got a 21.
Wow.
Oh, wow. You're starting to perk right up here. Lance.
I got a 9.
Mal.
A 6.
Oh my gosh.
I'm very wet.
Mal got 6. Ralph.
25.
Woof.
So, and that's not with the. I don't know if I add the plus 10. That's just the. I rolled an 18. Okay.
Yeah, the 10 is just for stealth specifically.
So my dexterity is my biggest thing. It would be like I'm joining a game for like two sessions, and I roll one of the best characters stat wise I've ever rolled. And this will be the end of it. So it's been great. I would love this for like a regular campaign.
Right? All right. Well, with this in mind, it's serendipitous that Ralph is first in the initiative order during this chaos and confusion. The Pass Without Trace initiated the combat. Everybody's looking around. Mondath/Lance, Resmir, Wrath, they all look towards where the event happened, but Ralph, you're already heading towards the chest. You're trying to get the chest inside of your bag of holding. Hold on a minute here. A lot of Googling tonight.
Is this chest like a dimensional sort of container?
That's the one thing I didn't check, is I didn't check anything on the chest. I'm kind of making a gamble.
Yeah, because if you put a dimension in a dimension, it all blows up.
Yeah, it explodes and you all get thrown to the astral plane.
Oh,
Perfect.
no! We're taking the campaign to the astral plane.
Joshua's like, really?
I'm taking a pretty deep gamble that it's just a lead chest, it's just a chest lined with lead. The whole campaign just takes a deep
I just
shift.
imagine, like, in Interstellar, when, like, Matt Damon's character's, like, trying to board the thing, and he's like, we're doing this for mankind, and that's like, Ralph, I'm doing this for the and it all just blows up, and we all go flying.
And you guys go on the internet, you're like, no one invite Josh to your show. He will
He will
ruin.
literally blow it up.
He will blow it
He
up.
wanted to get on here. He wanted to promote his
And
own
that is
thing
the
and
end
blew up
of
our whole
iCast
campaign.
Fireball.
And I'll be like, please invite Josh. He will send you to the astral plane. Oh, man. Yeah, so you run over. I'm just reading one more thing about Bag of Holding. I'm so sorry, everybody.
I'm just saying, I want that chest. It's literally our quest item.
I want that tooth.
In the astral sea, a traveler has the option of propelling itself by thought alone.
What happens, Thomas, if I succeed? Can I twist your arm to keep me in the campaign and just run with all the items and they have to chase me down?
Forget Severin. Ralph. Okay.
Ralph is the big bad.
Back at it now. And Jeremy. Dispel!
I'm the Dragon Lord.
I am the Mandarin. All right, moving on. Ralph, you run forward with your bag of holding. You whip it out. You open the flap and you just run over to the chest. You spend your whole action trying to get this chest in. And as luck would have it, it barely fits. It barely fits into the bag. It takes a while. That's why it takes a whole action. You have to push it in there. But as you do, you shove it in there, you close the bag, and you wait a few seconds. Okay, just regular chest. No magical portal hole. Okay, we're gonna go. You doing this, however, have revealed your location. You were able to pop over there, the chaos, but now you are being held with, you just are seen with the bag of holding in your possession. You look up, the three of everybody else in the room look at you. That was your action. I'll say that was your movement as well, so the only thing you have is a bonus action if you'd like to use it.
I will use that bonus action to invoke the Blade Song.
Ooh.
So I will draw. I'll draw Jeremy and invoke the Blade Song. I get to add my intelligence to my AC. My speed is +10. And I have advantage on dexterity checks, and I can add my intelligence to Constitution saving throws.
What level are you?
It's one of the newer classes, the Blade Singer, specific to
He's level
Faerun.
7.
And yeah, the people I work with, they have some magic users that do this, and I gotta learn about it. So
I know the people you work with.
So, As you do this, the wizard goes next. Wrath is looking aghast at you with your bag of holding, and he casts telekinesis.
Telekinesis?
Yes. He mutters under his breath, cast telekinesis. So as he casts it, he reaches out to that bag of holding, and he starts to pull it towards him.
Counterspell.
Ooh. Okay. Sounds good. What level are you casting counterspell at?
It's a 3rd level spell, I believe. Yeah. And I can only cast it at 3rd level. I don't have any 4th level spell slots left.
Okay, so you need to roll then, sir.
DC is 10 plus the spell level.
Yes. So you roll.
Okay. With my spellcasting ability.
Yeah, spellcasting ability is what you add on to it. Is this an ability skill? Can he add the D4 to it? I don't know.
It's a spell.
Spell's not an ability.
Spell-
It's not a skill check. It's not a skill check. Okay.
Using your spellcasting ability.
We're
I don't think it's a skill check.
Guys, the dice have decided. Critical fail. It doesn't matter what I'm gonna add to it. I have so many good things in that bag.
You try to counter his telekinesis, and he sort of as the words very Doctor Strange, as the words come out as physical manifestations, he bats them away with his other hand and just shatters them to the wind, to the air, and they dissipate mid casting. And he pulls forward this bag. You try to move a huge or small creature. Make an ability check with your spell contested by. You can roll a strength check, Ralph, to try to hold on to this bag.
Strength is not my strong suit. Yes, 6.
He rolled a 20.
The dice have turned on me. They were so nice. I spent all of my good luck. It's all gone.
When you turn on the party and you try and blow up our campaign.
As you try to hold on to this, he just pulls, and then flick, and a strength that was not present before just you let go of the bag of holding, and it flings to his hand, and he grabs onto it, and he goes, Resme, it appears we have been bamboozled.
Come on.
That is his action.
I've been outclassed. I'm guessing this guy is a wizard of Thay.
He is going to upcast, or rather use some sorcery points. And he's going to cast Phantasmal Force right at you, Ralph. Pause. I just realized he can't do Phantasmal Force
because he did telekinesis.
He already did telekinesis. So he is going to upcast. He's going to cast Firebolt at you.
I have nothing. I can't do anything.
It's an oldie but a goodie.
My only hope is that my AC gets buffed up to 19.
So he rolled a 9. So that Firebolt is going to come to you, and then you pull out Jeremy, and Jeremy is going to deflect the Firebolt away and go, "Not today, you Creighton!"
All right. Thank you, Jeremy.
With that, we go to the next in the lineup. That is Fleeple. Things got chaotic on the other side of the door, and it is time for you to act.
Yeah, so in my alcohol-addled brain, I'm suddenly like, wait, what's Ralph? What are you doing, Ralph? That's not cool. But then I hear the word bamboozle, and I go, okay, this is what I was born for. I'm going to pat myself on the shoulder, weakly say, "You got this, sport," and then I'm going to slap myself in the face and go spinning through the door, and just land in a heap, looking as pitiful as I can. And I'm going to look up to Mondath, and I'm going to say, "Mondath, I went to check on Lottie, and she's dead. It must have been..." And I look up and I see Ralph, and I say, "The intruder!"
Go and roll deception with advantage, sir.
Okay, with advantage, so that negates the disadvantage. I gave myself guidance.
The layers of deception.
That's a 21.
Oh my gosh!
What is happening right now?
I honestly don't know whose team I'm on anymore. I'm both the foot masseuse of Lottie and her murderer. And
Gosh.
So, this all happens. There are so many layers to this. Fleeple, you fall to the ground. You look up at Mondath. Ralph, you're like, that's Fleeple. He is referring to Mondath. Crap, Mondath is probably on my team. Wait, he's accusing me of being the intruder now? Did they just turn on me?
I'm just a dude who looks like a dude who's pretended to be another dude.
Oh, that's good.
They look at you, Ralph, and they go, and Resmir goes,
Give me that chest back!
and Fleeple, anything else on your turn?
Bonus action heroism on Lance with my ritual of mistletoe.
All right, Lance, Mondath, it's your go. You are inches from Resmir. You have the dragon tooth to your chest.
Yeah, so beginning of your turn, you're going to gain some temporary hit points equal to my spellcasting ability modifier, so you gain 4 temp HP.
4 HP?
4 temp HP.
4 temp. Okay, got it.
What are you doing?
Okay, this is gonna get crazy. We're not already
it's
there.
not already?
Okay, because this is honestly what I was thinking. I'm like, what is Ralph doing? He's taking the chest. He didn't know we were after that chest. Why is he after this thing? And then Lance remembers very vividly Leosin telling us someone else is after a mask. Vandal.
Yes.
And hearing Fleeple just tell me that he's the betrayer, Lance is just going to look over at Ralph and he has the hat of disguise. He's not going to worry about that. He's just going to look at Ralph, like not in a French accent or anything. He's just going to go, "Are you working for Vandal?"
Are you talking to me? You're still in Mondath's form, right?
Yeah, I'm still in Mondath's form.
Yes. Is that what you want? Is that what I should be?
Lance feels a rage inside him that he's never felt before. And all of a sudden his hand starts sparking. And he will cast Scorching Ray.
I mean,
At
no.
Ralph.
Wait, hold on. Takesies, backsies.
He feels the rage of a demon inside of him and will cast Scorching Ray.
What is
all
happening?
3 at Ralph.
my gosh! All right.
I go, Mondath's not French?
The biggest deception of all. Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
All right, I am
What's your
casting.
spell attack modifier?
I have 3 rays. I don't know my spell attack modifier. I'm not a spellcaster. You gave me this ability by reading the Demonomicon.
And you told him when he went to cast it, you would tell him what to
Dang it, you're right.
cast
Dang it.
and what was going to happen
I just
when
thought
he
you did
cast it.
because you get a cantrip at level 1 because you're an elf.
I do, but it's... Well, I guess
You took message as that cantrip.
I did take message. I would assume elves are based in I would say intelligence. But obviously, I like intelligence because that's what my character's in. But just because it's kind of wizardy stuff that an elf does, it's knowledge-based, I don't know.
A wizard can cast Scorching Ray, so... And a warlock can't.
For the sake of
Face
time, we're
on
going to say
Thomas.
yes.
Okay.
So, yeah, we're going to say it's you're
Intelligence.
based off intelligence. So go ahead and roll a d20.
Okay, well, I roll 3 d20s because it's 3 rays.
Because you're all focused on Ralph.
Yeah, so I roll 3 of them, right?
Yes.
And it's my spellcasting is my...
Yeah, so proficiency plus intelligence modifier.
Okay. These aren't all great rolls, so maybe that's helpful. One is a 12, one is a 14, and the other one is an 18.
All right. All 3 miss, unfortunately. What is your armor Ralph's
class?
AC is 19
I
right
dance.
now because
I'm
it's
blade dancing.
Oh my
because
gosh.
he activated
That's right.
the blade singer. He
Wait,
he
did
got
you
to
add it? You can add
I
a D4
didn't add
once
the
per turn.
D4.
You can
Once
add D4
one.
to the
turn.
last one and make it
Okay.
hit.
The lowest one, well, it would only be the top one, really, right? That would get that?
Yeah, just the top
Okay.
one.
So that was
So it's gonna hit.
18, 19, 20, because I rolled a 2.
Okay, that one, Ralph, you're dancing. You're like, what is going on right now? And then the final ray goes right through your defense. That's 2d6 fire damage. And you just get pelted in the shoulder, and you're like, gosh, dang it. This went south so quickly.
I don't have my bag.
That's
this guy's
a
mad at
6.
me.
6 fire damage to you, Ralph.
Okay.
Excellent. So that is your action, sir. You have a movement and a bonus action if you want to do anything with it.
Can my bonus action be attacking with my offhand?
It cannot, because you have to do a melee attack in order to do that. And then after this, it's going to be Rezmir, and then it's going to be Mal. Poor Mickey at the end.
Lance has just an eye. All eyes are focused on Ralph now because of that answer. And we'll pull out the short sword and the dagger, and I will just start walking toward. I will use all of my movement to meet up with Ralph.
Okay, you walk all the way up there. Rezmir is not going to take an attack of opportunity against you. Unsure what's going on. Going to just back away from this situation. That's you, Lance. Rezmir's turn is now. Rezmir has that wicked black sword, as I described, and is going to walk towards Wrath. Wrath holding the bag of holding. Rezmir is going to look at all of you and just say,
Wrath, I think we have what we need. We need to get out of here now!
and just looks at Wrath expectant. And that's what, and then she readies her turn. She's going to ready an action. That's what Rezmir is going to do on her turn. Mal, it is now your go.
Okay. Wrath has the bag.
Yes.
Wrath is, like, visibly. He hasn't, like, put it in his robe. He has it, like, in his hand.
Nope. Visibly
Great.
in his hand.
Mal is going to bonus action rage.
There you go.
Yeah!
And when she rages, she is going to pull out a small piece of, it almost looks like bone, and it is part of an elk antler, and she will take on the aspect of the elk. Which increases my speed, essentially. And so, anybody who would be looking at her, she grows these almost spectral antlers around her head. And she's going to charge at rage. But with her action, she is going to summon Zaza out of her spirit dimension by rage. So this is like happening at the same time. I want Zaza to try and swoop in and grab the bag from him while I'm charging and want to charge into him.
Okay. So you want to try and attack from both ends there. And it's very odd, Ralph, as you see Mal burst in with this rage. You see these spectral antlers, but you also see this darkness present in her face. Her tusks, which were already a little pointed, seem to be more elongated. It's like the shadows are making them as long as an orc itself, not a half-orc. Her eyes have gone pitch black. You see this like smoke rising off of her shoulders. And Fleeple, you being right there, this is the second time you've been on the ground seeing Mal go into a rage. This time it's even worse than it was the first time. You see this smoke and the shadows around her start to dance, and they start to emanate. They seem to emanate from her, making them longer, so to speak. And you want to like back away from the shadows that are currently surrounding her because you're afraid they might envelop you. She yells and she runs at Wrath, the wizard, while Zaza comes out. They both come at each other, and you command Zaza to grab the bag of holding. Zaza's going to try and grab it with, it's going to be a contested strength roll against Zaza and Wrath, who's going to be trying to hold on to it. What?
So my idea was to then give disadvantage to that strength check because he's being pummeled in the chest while the bag is going the opposite direction.
Absolutely. He will get disadvantage. Zaza will get normal. So he's going to try and grip onto it with everything he can.
Here's hoping the wizard doesn't have good strength. Would this guy happen to be a rage mage by any chance?
Rage mage.
I feel like when I see her busted, I would just be like, "Who are you people?"
Where's the party I was with? Mal, what did Zaza get?
17.
Well, that beats his 4.
Ooh, yeah.
And so Zaza grabs the bag out of his hand and he goes, ah! And he reaches towards it. But Zaza leaving the space, is that right?
Oh, yeah. The mental instruction was to swoop in, grab the bag, and to go out the door, trying to split as many people as possible and to find a place to hide with the bag.
Wrath and Resmir are both going to take attacks of opportunity against Zaza specifically then. We'll start with Wrath. Is that a 19 to hit?
That hits.
That's with a quarterstaff that he's got. That's 2 points of bludgeoning damage. Zaza still's up, right?
Yes.
Resmir, 21 to hit.
That also hits.
Okay. 16 points of slashing damage to Zaza. I think that pops her.
I think that does. But
So
is the
as,
bag now
Ra-
sailing through the air toward Fleeple?
Yep. It absolutely is. So as Wrath tries to like smack it with as Zaza with a quarterstaff, Resmir just with one fluid motion cuts right through Zaza, and Zaza puffs into incense smoke as the bag flies completely to the other side of the room and hits the wall. Fleeple within 10 feet of you specifically, and everybody sort of is looking at each other now, and it's like, who's got the bag? Who's gonna get the bag?
It's like that moment of pause.
Yeah, a moment of pause. Everyone's looking at each other like, ah! Ralph, it's your turn.
Wait.
Oh wait, Mal. Sorry, Mal. You
My
still go Mal.
charge comes with an attack.
Oh my gosh. Go ahead.
After moving, I may make a single melee attack.
Bring it.
And you're attacking Ralph, right?
No. I was charging at rage because I was
Wrath.
trying to attack rage.
Yeah.
Or wrath, excuse me. Not rage mage, wrath.
You're in a rage.
I'm in a rage. Where's my barbarian stuff?
I'm Ralph. Everybody loves Ralph.
That's a
Jeremy.
That's a 16 to hit.
That's a hit.
Awesome. 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's 14 points of slashing damage to Wrath
Okay.
with that sword.
He has to make a concentration check. So as you bump into him, you smash into him with your attack. Wrath goes, oh, and he loses the concentration on telekinesis. So there's that. And it goes back to Ralph. All right, that's one round of combat.
This is amazing. There's so many moving parts.
So crazy.
So before we met for recording this evening, I messaged Thomas. I said, "What are the chances that the party's gonna kill me tonight?" And he goes, "I wouldn't worry about it. Lance is probably just gonna want to interrogate you." Well, there we go.
A series of unfortunate events. That's what this episode is.
Oh gosh!
All right,
I love
Ralph,
it.
what are you doing?
I love this
What
game.
are you doing?
I would like to. I'm definitely going to try and sidestep this crazy evil lady that I don't know, and or that I like don't know what their intentions are, why they hate me so much. However, do they still have that tooth?
I took out 2 swords, so I automatically have put it away, yeah.
Did I see
Yes,
where they
but
put it
you
away?
would have
Could
seen
I-
where they put it
Okay.
away because
I would like to
it
just roll a sleight of hand as I'd like to go at them like I'm gonna attack them, but then sleight of hand and try and roll around, but and stealthily grab it.
Okay.
My goal will be to get my bag, and I don't want to fight them. I just want to escape. This is too much for my blood. That's
So
a
sleight of hand is going to be your action for this round then.
yes. 18. Or do I still get the D4?
It's a skill check.
I still have it.
Yeah?
Yep.
Yep, I haven't dropped it.
Okay, so a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay, hold on. Josh has got me to Google so much. It's brilliant.
That's the trouble when a DM is a player, isn't it? But
All right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this.
I honestly, it's like I have to decide which thing I'm going to do. There's so many options with a wizard.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do dexterity saving throw then,
Okay,
Lance.
for me?
Yes, because he's going to bump into you, and he's going to try and grab this thing.
I guess I could roll advantage on it because I have an advantage on dex checks. So I could if I get a higher than what I have.
Go for it.
Nah, the non-natural 20 is my best.
That is going to be a 24.
Okay.
All right, that's all right. You know, you win some, you lose some. I do
Yep.
have a movement speed of 45, and so I would like to run. And if you'd allow me to snag the bag on my way,
I will use my
Sure.
reaction to attack.
And I also have a reaction.
I'll take every
Yep.
reaction attack that anybody wants to give me.
Okay. I will say that, Ralph, you could probably go around to where Mal won't be able to get an attack of opportunity, just the way that things are lined up. You can
But
go, like,
the
jump
bag
on the
did-
sofa. Yeah,
The bag did land by Fleeple, though, right?
that's correct. Within 10 feet of Fleeple. So, yeah, go ahead and take that attack of opportunity, Lance.
Okay. It's going to be... My attack is a 21.
21.
That's a hit.
That's a hit. Roll damage, sir.
Okay. Got a d6. That's going to be a 6.
6 points of piercing damage. Yeah.
Yes.
So as this, let me just describe what's going on. As Ralph, you try to reach in for that bag to get exact that tooth from Mondath here. Lance, you feel Ralph going for that tooth, and you're like, what in the... And you just push him off. And Ralph, you just roll with it. You're like, I gotta roll with it. That bag is way more important. So you do like this parkour on the double wide, like, window, and as you do the parkour off the window, you push off of it, leaving a tiny little like hairline crack as the lightning in the background thematically, as there's lightning and thunder off in the distance to the sea at this climactic battle. You run over, you taking the damage from the attack. You grab the bag, you pull it up, and you grab it. That was your interact to grab it, and you look around. That was 5, 10, 15 feet that you ran.
Okay, it gives me 30 feet left.
You have 30 feet left. Fleeple's in your way to get out of this room. The only two options appear to be the window and then the door, which Fleeple is between you and him.
I will go for the window. You said there was a hairline fracture?
Hairline fracture.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and charge it, and if I can use just my full speed to just see if I can plow through it.
I'm gonna need a athletics check to see if you can try to burst through this thing.
Okay.
The DC is gonna be pretty high.
I don't have great athletics. I don't trust my chances going deeper into this building.
And you have a D4.
All right, 14.
14. As you rush, you look at everybody, you rush at the window, and you're like, you run at the window, and you just throw your shoulder into it, and you hear this loud crack, followed immediately by resounding pain as you're buffeted back by the window, back into the room on your back. This crack has now etched from one side of the window to the other. Not enough to break it, but it is significantly weaker now, and your shoulder kills. You did take 1 point of bludgeoning damage. That hurt and killed, and Jeremy said, "You should have just used me. I could have shattered that window."
Oh, that's actually would be a really good idea, Jeremy. You should speak up more.
And so you are now prone on the ground. Wrath, it is his turn.
Can I be on the couch?
Yeah, you're on the couch, just like,
On the couch.
Sword in one hand, bag in the other.
Yep. Ow. With that, Wrath is going to look at Rezmir and go, Rezmir, this may turn to you in this matter. And he touches Rezmir, but as he does, both of them start to float in the air as he casts Fly on both of them. He is going to upcast another. At this point, he's going to do a shocking grasp right at Malamara. He's like, that really hurt. And just grab your face. But he only gets a 13. And you just... He grabs your face, he shocks you, but you're so blinded by rage that there's no effect whatsoever. And he goes, oh my, that's legitimately terrifying. And he just starts to float up into the air and tries to get away from your reach. He does leave your attack of opportunity, your range for an attack of opportunity, though.
Definitely taking it.
Plus D4.
Plus a D4. That's really good. I needed that. 16.
16. That hits.
Ooh. 13 more points of slashing damage.
Ooh, okay.
Sounds like somebody needs to make a concentration check for the fly.
That
Sure
is
does.
absolutely
Oh,
correct.
yeah.
I just looked it up too to see if it was a concentration.
He rolled an 11, so that is enough. So both of them are flying. He's now out of reach of you. He's floating 15 feet in the air above your reach, hopefully out of your reach. That is his turn. Fleeple, it's your turn.
Okay. I look at the bag and I say very audibly, get the bag to Severin, get the bag to Severin, get the bag to Severin. And I pick myself up and I get on all fours and I start rushing towards Ralph and I start turning into a warhorse as I go. So I'm going to leap up and with my big ol' horse teeth, I'm going to grab the bag and try and steal it from Ralph. He is prone. I have advantage, which negates my disadvantage.
That's right.
Now, would this be a contested grapple then?
It should be. It should be a contested grapple. So you're going to do an athletics check to try and hold on to it.
Can I do acrobatics
Acrobatics.
to just keep him from grabbing it?
Yeah. So we'll go with the acrobatics for you then.
Okay.
Okay, warhorse has +4 strength.
Oh.
I rolled a natural 20.
I rolled a 9.
I have advantage on dex checks right now, and so
Oh man, this is wild. Okay, so the warhorse runs over and tries to chomp, and Ralph is like, no, no, don't do it.
what is happening right now?
Why is there a horse here? That is, I believe, your turn, Fleeple. Anything else?
I'm just going to whinny as loud as I possibly can at Ralph to try and shake him.
Lance, it is your go.
Okay.
Ralph is shook with the confusion.
Okay. You said this window that he tried to go through was tiny.
No, it's a wide, double wide window overlooking the expanse of the sea. It's got a big old crack in it from one side to the other, though.
Okay. This is what Lance is going to do. Lance is going to back up to the window and cover it as much as he can, basically saying, if you go through this, you're going through me. I'm coming with you. Like, you have to go through me. And while Lance backs up and does that, he will, with his bracer of flying daggers, throw 2 daggers out from it toward the mage, Wrath.
Okay. So Wrath gets 2 daggers thrown at him. Go ahead and roll an attack, sir.
That is +4. That's going to be a 12. Oh no, but I get the freaking D1 or D.
You get the D4 once. You get to do the D4 on one of the attacks. Just one of them.
Okay, do we know this person's hit class?
At least a 16 hits.
Okay, at least a 16 hits. Thank you. So that's 4. Okay, one of them is going to hit because that's a +4. That's a 16, and the other one
16.
is a 14.
14. Both hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Awesome.
Roll them separately.
That's going to be roll it separately. That's going to be a D4. Cool. Oh, and it's sneak attack because Mal is there.
Because, no, it's not. No, he's 15 feet in the air.
Oh, I thought he was there. Dang it. You stupid little flyer.
Close,
okay.
though. Close.
Dang
Whew,
it.
that saved him.
Well, I was going to do something else too with it, but that's 12 points of damage total.
12 points total?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds
Because if
good.
I can do dex to both of those attacks, then yeah.
He has to make 2 Constitution saving throws. Both succeed. So fly is still in effect. So, he goes, ugh, Rezmir, we really need to get out of here. Lance, anything else?
No, dang it. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
Okay. It is now Rezmir's turn.
This is so intense.
With that in mind, Rezmir's going to heave a breath, is going to look down, start flying up as well, still within range of Malamara, however, for the time being, and is going to unleash acid breath. Sorry, I got it wrong earlier. I said poison, but I meant acid breath on Ralph, on Lance, and on the window behind them.
The window?
Oh, honey.
So I need both of you to make a dexterity saving throw, please. And I believe if you're prone, it's with disadvantage, right?
Okay.
Don't forget your D4.
So, roll dexterity saving throw. Oh no. That's a critical fail for me.
16.
16. Ralph, you succeed. Lance, you fail.
I do have 4 temporary hit points.
Which you regain at the beginning of each of your turns, by the way.
So they don't stack, but you just get them every single time. Lance, that's 26 points of acid damage to you. And Ralph, you take half of that, 13 points of acid damage.
Is this an area effect?
No, it's a line.
That is an area. So a line is a type of area effect.
Because I have...
Oh, yeah, so
at
you
level
could take
4,
evasion.
I have evasion. Or level, 7. I have evasion, so I take half that.
Yep, so you can take half of that.
So that was 26. Half of 26 is
13.
13 minus 4, which is 9. So only 9 damage.
And this acid just starts to burn into your armor, into your skin. It is putrid, it hurts, it stings. And at the same time, the window behind starts to melt away a little bit. This acid starts to eat away at the damage, and there are small holes that you are appearing to the outside now on this window. So that is Rezmir's turn. Rezmir is going to, that was her action. She is now going to move out of range of you, Mal, and go up another 10 feet.
So do I get an
I
attack of
believe-
opportunity on her?
You do not, because you used it on Wrath, I believe.
Not
Right?
this round.
Wrath.
Wasn't he already in?
Wrath?
I
No,
probably
this
did.
is only the second round. So this is the same round. So she's going to go up, and she is going to just hover next to Wrath specifically. Okay, that's her turn. That is now to Mal. It is now your turn.
Mal does not take Betrayal lightly.
Huh?
And she will actually turn her back from this 2 figures floating in the air.
Josh, you've been a great guest.
I feel like this is when like everything freezes and you hear my character go, I bet you're wondering how I got myself into this situation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, as you can see.
And since that window behind him is melting and I have 2 people right next to him, you see the ethereal antlers over her head slowly dissipate and melt away. And as a bonus action, she's going to release her rage. And that ethereal darkness fades down her arms and into her hands, and she'll cast Eldritch Blast.
Oh no, it's not getting better, it's getting worse.
Twice at Ralph.
Okay.
Is he still prone?
He is
Yeah.
prone.
Yeah.
So that's with disadvantage, unfortunately.
Protect me, couch.
That's still 18 for the first beam.
Ooh, that's a miss, unfortunately.
Did you add a
Oh, wait.
D4?
Wait, but a D4.
Oh, D4!
Oh my gosh, this deep. Josh is
I love
loving
that
it when it goes
I
his
love that
way,
you're
but-
it's still helping me. Like
Yeah.
that's the
That's a 21.
Okay, that's a hit.
yeah, definitely.
That's still a 18 plus 5 is 23.
Oh, so 2 hits. Ralph!
What's the damage for an Eldritch Blast?
They're
It's a
D10s.
D10?
2
Yep.
for
That's an
each
average
attack.
of 11.
No, it's
Yeah.
it's 1d10
Okay.
for each of them.
All right,
so
so,
it
I
was-
might
roll.
make it.
It was 10 total. It's a 7 and a 3.
I'm not in the greatest of places. Emotionally, mentally, spiritually.
Mal, you have movement now. Would you like to use movement?
I sure will, because those guys are out of range to attack me.
Yep.
And I will just approach him in the most intimidating manner in which she has.
You should just like lay down on top of
And
him.
Yeah, just kneel on him. Kneel on his chest.
Just cover him so he has to push you off.
yeah, she'll approach him and as intimidatingly as she can put one boot up on, I assume the couch because I can't hold him there as an action. But I would like to make an intimidation check demanding that he return the bag or hand over the bag.
Give the bag to the horse.
Actually, I can't do that, can I? Because
You can't
an
do it
ability
because
check
it's
would
a skill
be
check.
a skill
It's an
check.
action. You can say it. You can demand it.
say it.
You
I will
can't-
demand it.
You can't make the check, unfortunately. Ralph, Jeremy, turns in your hand and looks at you and goes, "Friend, we are not doing so well right now."
Okay, I'm starting to put everything together.
You're dying on a couch and you're starting to put everything together.
You're Lance.
You all look very different, but I think I know who all three of you are now. Yeah, I'm gonna go. Fleeple, Mal, Lance.
Still not sure about that.
Just breathing very deeply.
Truce. Like what Truce? We can talk about it later. Like when you save it from the cage.
Could I respond to that?
Yes, you can respond, but we're still in battle.
Okay. Lance is just going to ask the same question again. Do you work for Vandal?
No. Broadly speaking, no.
I have to roll for insight because I'm reading him.
Go for it.
Is it going to take Ralph's action to make a deception check?
No, this is a reaction here.
That's a natural 20.
Did you add a d4?
So,
Did you add a D4?
I'm being honest. I'm being honest, but not completely.
yes, there's something he's holding back. He's
What's the
not,
definition
right
of
outline
deception?
with you.
Yeah. You can relate. I'm doing what you were doing earlier.
Okay, yeah. He's being honest, but not wholly so.
Can I just open up my shirt and show him the tattoo on my chest?
Yes. As you open your shirt, there's a tattoo. A familiar symbol, though, for some of you.
I'll just say to him, I'll say, I have greater masters.
This symbol is of a flying snake pointed downwards, eating a ball with wings outstretched. And Mal, you grab the symbol you found at the beginning of the campaign, way back in Greenest. And as this all happens, you hear Wrath mutter something as he has moved out of the way, and he points at the window, and he says, "Well, how touching, but I cast Fireball." And that's where we're gonna end this week's episode of I Cast Fireball.
Roll credits, ding.
Oh my gosh. Has it been around for me to recover my evasion?
Nope.
No.
Wow, folks.
Good night, sweet Ralph.
Isn't it at the top of the round or is it at the top of your turn?
The top of your turn. Because I believe he has to use a reaction to use
No,
evasion.
Oh, yes,
it's not a
yes.
reaction.
So, hey, we didn't kill Ralph. Thomas killed Ralph.
Oh,
Well, folks,
that's true.
what a crazy episode this was.
I don't think 3 rounds of combat had ever given me so much anxiety.
Barely.
In my life.
We just started the 3rd round of combat. That was just
We haven't even done it yet.
So
Yeah,
epic.
Oh man, this Josh. A round of applause for Josh, everybody. This was
man,
so
guys.
enjoyable. This was so much fun.
Absolutely my pleasure.
Oh my gosh, this is so much fun. I will be having conversations with Josh off the recording here about what happened and the possible future of Ralph. We'll see. But all my players, thank you so much for joining us. Josh, thanks for joining us here as well. And all of you listeners, thank you for joining us. I hope you felt the excitement, the anxiety, the craziness of this episode. I know things were really chaotic. It's been a while since we've been that chaotic in an episode, and it was just such a blast and so much fun to have, especially with our guest star here. Thank you so much for tuning in every week to listen to these episodes. If you like what we're doing, please leave us a 5-star review. It lets us know that you like what we're doing, and it gets us in other people's recommended feeds so they can enjoy the chaos as well. If you want to reach out to us in a little bit longer format, you can shoot us an email, icastfireball2020@gmail.com, or you can reach out to us through our social media pages on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram with our handle @ICastFireball20. We'd love to hear just what you've got going on in your life, what you've got going on in your campaign, and moments that you've loved from this as well. We occasionally do Word of Recall episodes where we go through moments of the campaign as well. And don't feel like you have to wait to submit your questions. So feel free to send those to us through there with either that handle or the hashtag #ICastFireball. Want to give it, as always, a shout out to our sister podcast, Improv Tabletop, where they go through the Avatar Legends ongoing campaign they have going, or they have a year-long backlog of mini 1-month Fate Accelerated tabletop adventures. They're so much fun. They're a blast. Don't forget to listen to them and give them a 5-star review on your way out. Josh, what have you got going on in your life? What would you like to plug?
Oh man, I've got a 2-year-old daughter. Life's great. Nothing big. If there's anything going on that any of your listeners would want to check out, you can find me on Twitter @JoshuaTheHippie or @TheTitanPod for any updates on the current campaign I'm running, the Titans of Altera.
Yes, a homebrew 5e adventure that he's got going on with us, another member of the Sneak Attack podcast family. So go listen to the Titans of Altera, an ongoing campaign, or you've got a ton of episodes for the now finished campaign of the Sneak Attack, which is absolutely amazing.
But truly, I'm very happy to be here. This has been so much fun. You guys are amazing. And I hope anybody listening, if you're listening and you're from Titans or Sneak Attack, go back and listen to the rest of their backlog. This is a great party.
It is so much fun to have you along. It's so much fun. And everybody, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends and fellow wacky adventurers. But until next time, I'm Thomas, your DM, and around the table we have...
Malamara.
Lance Thalen.
Fleeple.
And whatever's left of Ralph.
Let's keep that fire going, everybody, and we'll see you all next time.